Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you so much, Ravi. So it's exactly 2 right now. We'll just wait for another 2 minutes. There are a few more who wanted to join, and then we will start. So exactly 2 minutes, we'll wait.
Sure.
Thank you. Good afternoon again, everyone, and I'm glad that you all are here on time. And we have Ridhima Dua here. She's going to conduct this lovely session on train your brain, which is going to help us for our self elevation, self upliftment. You can see her. Her video is also on right now, and she is doing so many other motivational program, life skill program on the regular basis, and she is in connection with us since long. And this time we thought to pick up this topic, which is very useful for all the trainers. And I'm sure that this 1.5 hour, 90 minutes is going to be very, very useful for all of us. And as we follow the rules every day, anyone who has any queries, there is a raise hand option we have. So please click that so that from here, as an host, I can see your raised hand and I can unmute you to ask a question. And that way we can maintain the discipline and we will not disturb the speaker also in between. So I'm just again welcoming Ridhima, and I request her to start the session.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Swati, and thank you so much, Trainers Club, and thank you all the people out here, all the participants. I'm sure all of you are doing well, staying safe and secure. I'm sure my voice is audible to all of you as you hear me right now.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Ridhima. Yeah, you are very
Great,
clear,
lovely.
Ridhima. You want me
Thank
to
you.
stop share from my end? You want to share your screen?
Yep, you can do so as well. That's not a problem at all. Yep, cool. Okay. So I would be sharing my screen in a little while. As of now, right now, I'm not sharing anything. Okay. Cool. Okay. So thank you so much, first of all, to choose the option to work on self rather than working not on self. So thank you so much for that and choosing the option to self elevate. A little about myself. All of you must have read my profile already. Just a quick one. It's been more than 17 years I've been working in the corporate. So I deal with a variety of corporates now. It's been more than 7 years. I'm on my own as an independent consultant. And I'm an expertise into neurolinguistic programming. I have started my trainings with John Grinder in Europe. It was in Portugal. So went through multiple sessions of practitioners and masters and train the trainer and new code practitioners, multiple things. Met people from 55 countries, have a diverse background to work with variety of corporates, BFSI, IT, ITES, chemicals, manufacturing, education, and consulting, and work around India all over. I'm based in Pune, very well in Maharashtra, safe and secure with family. So before I move forward and to understand and to take you through some of the techniques, I would like to know how many of you have heard the concept of neurolinguistic programming, or how many of you are already practitioners. You can reply to me on the chat as well. I know Ashik has been there following me, so thank you so much, Ashik. So you have heard about it. Great. I think I have Namrata as well. She's a practitioner with us. So yeah, Shreya. Okay, great. You have heard about NLP. Lovely. Sumitra, Namrata. Hey, Namrata. Hi. Hi, Sumitra. Hi, Ashik. Hello to everyone. Vijaya has heard but not practiced. Great. Thank you so much for confirming that. Okay, Zeenat. This is the way we pronounce your name, Zeenat. Beautiful name. Master practitioner. Curious to know. Shela, Ravi. He has heard. Farhana has heard about NLP. Sarat has also heard about it. I eat, drink, breathe, live NLP. Oh wow, Zeenat. It would be awesome to connect with you to know more about you. Great, lovely, nice. I think most of the people out here are trainers and they have heard about the terminology of the term neuro-linguistic programming. Is there anyone who has not ever read about it, uh, have never ever read, never done anything around it, never read the term? Is there anyone like that? Okay, so there's no message coming from anyone, and I would assume that heard about it in bits and pieces. Paul, hi Paul. Okay, so you've heard about it in bits and pieces. Okay, so most of the people who heard about it, yeah, generally it's in bits and pieces, but don't know. Ram has heard about it, but you don't know about it. Okay, all right. Is there anyone else who has heard and don't know? And you can keep telling me in advance as well. Okay, all right. So of course we have a sharp 90 minutes, if I'm not wrong, Dr. Jyoti.
Correct.
Swati, yeah, 90 minutes. Okay, all right. So we have 90 minutes, and in 90 minutes, I'm sure that we can get into the deep dive of the subject, but of course we can utilize it for having this training our brain for self-elevation. So before I get into a little introduction about the subject, I would like to know from all of you that what does self-elevation actually means to you? And how many of you practice in your real scenario to elevate yourself, and how do you do that? So what do you understand? Upgradation of oneself is self-elevation. Upgradation. Okay. All right. So my question is, what do we understand by self-elevation? And if you do it to yourself, how specifically do you do it? It is a specific way you do it. Anyone else? What do you understand by the term self-elevation? Because a term might have a different meaning to different people. Ayan says holding yourself in a higher esteem. Okay, all right. Holding yourself in a higher esteem.
We are missing you in between, Ridhima.
Okay. Anyone else? Self-elevation. And if Swati, I can't hear you clearly.
I said that in between we miss you. I don't know, it's from my end only or everyone else.
Okay, can anyone please? Okay, Ayan, thanks for confirming, Ayan. The voice is breaking. I would just quickly check my system once again.
Shaila is having some question. You raised your hand.
So
Hi,
what
Swati.
we...
Yeah, Ridhima, I think there is a Shaila. She has some question. She raised.
Shaila, yes, Shaila.
Hi, Ridhima.
Yes, hi, Shaila.
Ridhima, the question which you asked, what does elevation, self-elevation mean, and how do you go about doing it? Actually, that would have been my question to you. Elevation is like I am at a there I am moving to a higher space, right? So that is my understanding of elevation here. Now when we talk about self-elevation, it could mean something like I am at a certain level, maybe say as a parent here, okay? I am a mother of two, so the level at which I am now, self-elevation in this area would mean that I strive to be a better parent. Whatever I'm practicing now with my kids, whatever I'm doing now, is there a better way of doing it? Or maybe there are some things which, because my parents have been doing, I have been doing those, right?
Yeah,
without realizing those are not maybe the best way to do it, but still I'm doing it. Why? Because that
it's programmed.
Up like that. So maybe self-elevation could mean that I would stop those and adopt which will be better for me as a parent and for my children. This is just an example, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
right or whether it's not, just my understanding, which I wanted to share.
Of course, of course.
Over,
Great.
over to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Great. Thank you so much, Sheila, to share
Thanks.
your
Thanks.
understanding about
Yeah.
self-elevation. Yes, the very important fact about self-elevation is it would differ from person to person. However, elevation itself means taking yourself or taking something higher from where it is already, the degree of it. That's it. So elevation itself is a process of going a little higher from where you are. And that process could be in any format, could be in any way. And the thanks, Shala, and the degree of going high or the intensity of going high would differ from person to person, right? So here, in this specific session of these 90 minutes, what are we focusing on is whatever level we are in today, whatever way we have our own thought process. And we all know that we're going through economy, investors, so many changes happening day in and day out. And there is so much of process which happens inside the brain as feelings. So there could be a feeling of not feeling so good. There could be a feeling of feeling which is not resourceful. There could be a feeling of feeling which is not helpful for you to focus on. That kind of feelings which comes in. So I do not call feelings as bad as good. The reason of it is because there's nothing called good and bad. It's just something which is helpful and something which is not helpful. That's it, right? So labeling it as good and bad in the terminology of NLP actually closes your perception, and then you can't really expand your maps. So I'm going to use the terminology or the term called unresourceful feeling and a resourceful feeling. So self-elevation is about a resourceful feeling which I can choose in the context I am in. So it is about elevating or choosing that resourceful feeling which can be helpful for me in a particular context, in the context. That is what it is. So if I am feeling X, can I choose to feel X power 2? So in the book by Dr. David Hawkins, that is also about power versus force, it talks about the frequency in which the brain works is about the power. That's why we say, for example, that positivity is contagious. So as the other side of it as well, because it runs in power. And that's what elevation can do to any person. So simple thing, I'm at X and I will go to X power 2. However, how do I choose to go to X power 2 is a specific question. So there could be multiple ways you can define about self-elevation. However, the outcome which you want is your outcome. I don't know what's the outcome. The outcome which you want is going a little ahead. Could be in parenting, could be in profession, could be in personal, could be in day-to-day activities right now when we all are at Corona outbreak and sitting at home and investing our times usefully, right? So how do we do that is more important. And how do we do that is what we are going to work upon rather than what is elevation. So the how of it is more important, and that is what we're going to focus more on. And we are going to focus on that using neuro-linguistic programming, using NLP. And that's why I asked all of you that how many of you have actually heard about it or utilizing NLP tools over there. All right. So before I get into the entire how or the specific of what exactly we can do to self-elevate or using the technique, what I would do right now is I don't like to give definitions of NLP because it actually again closes your brain. However, a very simple thing to tell you about NLP, which started way back in 1970s by two people, John and Richard. And John and Richard actually have modeled three main people, which is Milton Erickson, Virginia, and Fritz. I'm going to share my screen now for you to also see their pictures and relate to what I'm not able to share my screen for some reason. Okay, okay, can you see this? Anyone, can you see this?
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right, I would go back again. Okay, we have this and we do this. Can you see this now?
Yeah. Coming. Yeah.
Okay, all right, great. So what we are talking about is we're talking about these people, the origins and the models. So the origin of this is on the left side, which you see on the screen, is John and Richard. On the right side, you see three models, was Milton, Virginia, and Fritz. So basically what John and Richard did, and how does John explain us to us as well. In one of the classes, John said that one of the newspaper, the journalist came to John's mother and asked John's mother that what specifically is John up to nowadays in 1971, I'm talking about from that era. So the mother answer, John's mother answer to him, to the journalist, is that John right now is doing something like monkey see, monkey do. So basically what John was doing, or what Richard was doing, was actually copying the models, the patterns of Milton Erickson, Virginia Satir, and Fritz Perls. I will not go more in detail about these three people right now. And we would go back to the specific topic what we are in. I just wanted to tell you the names and just a very specific thing about how it actually started. So it started with monkey see, monkey do exactly. That's called unconscious assimilation in the brain. So that's what it actually started, and the modeling was a process. It went on to practitioners training, the psychology counselors, people were trained. After the training, it went to the next level of applications of NLP. So today we are talking more about the applications of NLP and not specifically about the terminologies of NLP or how and why it happens. So I'll make it very simple. I'll make it very, very simple for all of us. Maybe most of you had your lunch. It's lunchtime. Most of you must have had your lunch. Great, lovely. Okay. So how many of you like to? Great. How many of you like to have sweets after lunch? Sweet tooth?
Sometimes, not always.
Sometimes, not always. So you take care of your body. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that much of a sweet tooth actually, so that's fine even if I do not get something.
Okay, lovely. Okay.
Do you?
Anyone else? Oh, I enjoy sweets. However, I have a balance and I use NLP also there again.
Oh, great. I'd love to know more about that now.
Yeah, sure. Lovely.
Yeah,
great.
thanks.
Okay. So anyone else with a sweet tooth and would like to test something?
Yes,
My voice breaking?
I do sweet. I like to have sweets.
Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, lovely. Great. Nice to know. Nice to know. Okay, so let's enjoy something.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking, ma'am.
Okay, I will check it again. Is that fine now?
As there is a possibility of unstable network at any place, so just give her time.
Okay, is that okay now?
Yes, better now, Ridhima.
Okay, all right, great, lovely. So in between, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a small technique of having and enjoying some sweets. Yeah, okay. So I request all of you to, of course, you must have kept your mobile muted and everything. That's a basic thing which all trainers know. And I'm sure that all of you are here in the room to enjoy something interesting, to know NLP in a very different way altogether. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat my instructions so that if in case the network is unstable, everyone is able to hear that. Yep, okay, all right. Good, so let's enjoy some sweets. As I was saying to all of you, would you like to enjoy some sweets and get ready now? So great, thank you, Sheila. Yeah, Cool, thanks. I guess there's only one person who is speaking, and another person have all of them going mute, apart from, of course, the Trainers Club and the Swati. So great. Okay, so let's get started, guys. I'm sure all of you are seated in a place. So could be your couch, could be your chair, could be your gadda. I like to sit on the gadda as well. So you can have your own ways, the way you're sitting. And as you're sitting and allowing yourself to get that sweet to yourself, I would invite you to take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. This is going to help you more towards understanding of what you're doing and allowing you to surrender yourself to this process. And it happens very easily with the process. So inhale and exhale. You can follow a simple process of inhaling and exhaling as inhale 1, 2 and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's inhale 1, 2 and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2 and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And inhale 1, 2 and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you're inhaling and exhaling and becoming more relaxed, allow the relaxation to flow from your head, moving down like water to your facial muscles, like as if you're stepping down from the staircase, maybe from 5. And start stepping down, and you observe as you would start stepping down, you're getting more and more relaxed. So come down to step number 4 and let the relaxation now flow down from the facial muscles to your neck, to your shoulders, to your back. And as you feel your back rested, all in the way it is, notice the sensations in your upper back, middle, lower back. And as you do so, move down to step 3. And as you move down, the sensations flow so easily from your shoulders to your hands. And as you move a little finger of yours, and you feel so relaxed. Step down to 2 and let the relaxation flow down and down to your stomach, moving down, and you feel the sensations in your upper body, in your stomach, and slowly step down to 1. And as you step down to 1, feel your relaxation flows down so naturally, easily, and effortlessly. And you wonder how easily it just flows to your feet. And as you move your toes a little, and you feel completely relaxed. And as you do so, I invite your unconscious, I invite your unconscious to see a table in front of you. And on that table, you hear beautiful voice there, which is helping you to focus more. And on that table, you see a plate. And on that plate, you see laddu. You see laddu. And beside that plate, there is a spoon. And you take your hand towards that spoon to bang it on the plate. Take your hand to that spoon to just hear the voice of that spoon and the plate and bang it. As you bang it, you see
Just wait for some time. I think she lost the network. Yes, this is a kind of a relaxation technique she's trying to help us with. But as it is virtual, we have to, compromise with the network. So maybe she'll come back. She's already in the trance state, so I have to remind her. Yeah, Ridhima. Just a minute. I think we all will get disconnected. So you have to connect again. No, still people are waiting because we lost you. But then we all have to connect. So you also connect. Yeah. So guys, we are getting disconnected. I think in 30 seconds. We all have to reconnect with the same ID and same password. Yeah, I just called her and she just realized that she got disconnected.